Doesn't saying science is against spirituality. That's the question. Science is against miracles. That there's nothing called miracle. There's nothing called magic. There's nothing called witchcraft because there's an explanation with science. All right. I'm a sticker for science. Science does not negate spirituality. Science does not fight spirituality. Science is life. Spirituality is life. So, I can command rain to fall. That is using spiritual powers, spiritual energy. Right? I've done it all my life. I commanded the sun to shine. Everywhere was dark. I commanded sun to shine. You can go search it on YouTube. Godwin Seer Psychic commands nature, sun. So I've done it severally. Right? Me commanding the sun to shine. So the weather forecast is saying it's going to rain. Weather forecast states it's going to rain. It's going to be cloudy. It's going to be dark. I was live, so it was not edited. It's not edited video. It was live. I was live and I commanded the sun to shine. The sun started shining, clear, sharp. That is what spiritual energy. That is a miracle, right? But it's not against the science. So science can explain what happened, how the clouds changed and how the sun come forth. So they are on par with each other. So science is not against miracle. Science can explain miracle. Me commanding rain to fall. Science can explain its condensation. When the cloud gathers, the clouds are full of rain, right? There's a discharge and water begins to fall. So science can explain it. You see, it's life. They marry each other. So if anybody says, science is against religion, that is myopic. You are still limited in your knowledge of research. Right? And there are cases where science cannot even explain spirituality. Science cannot explain miracle. Someone is dead. According to science, a dead person is the end. Characteristics of living things. In Nigeria, we formulated an acronym, Mr. Niger D. Movement, respiration, nutrition, irrigation, growth. What is E? What does E start from? R, reproduction. Then D is death. That's where I'm coming from. So all living things must die. Death is the end of all living things. So according to science, once you die, you are dead. But I've raised the dead. I brought the dead back to life. I brought dead baby back to life. Dead fathers, dead mother back to life. Dead womb. Baby in the womb, baby that have died, baby that there was miscarriage, came back to life. Science cannot explain that. And I had an interesting conversation with a doctor. Just go to my YouTube or my TikTok, type Godwin Daramola with doctors. We had this kind of conversation. For now, there is no cure for HIV. So once you have HIV, you are positive. You only need to be on treatment. And you have to take the treatment, right? Avas. You have to take the treatment for a long time, for years. After you take it for years, you will stop being reactive. But you still have the HIV, but you will not be reactive. But you can never be negative. That is science. But when someone books a private session, someone comes on my TikTok live and I release my energy to them, the HIV disappears. Science cannot explain that. It's beyond science. The research is still ahead of its time. There was a time malaria did not have treatment. So when you have malaria, it's as if you have had cancer back in those days. When you have STD, syphilis, all those tuberculosis, you are a dead man. Because the science of those days did not have knowledge, did not have information. But today, you can have any of those diseases and there is treatment for you. Do you see? There is treatment for you. So science is not against. Science is life. Biology is the study of what? Life. Bios and logos. Knowledge. Life. So spirituality is nature itself. That's why I am called nature. I called myself nature prophet. The commander-in-chief of energy. Energy God. Why? It is life. Life is nature. Yes, nature has principles. The sun comes up in the morning. The sun will not come out at night. We have seasons. So there is law in nature, gravity, etc. Right? And nature is science. Nature is science and it has principles. But there are times where the laws can be tweaked. The laws can be broken. So you can have cancer. Doctor tells you you have 3 days to live. They've done radiation, they've done chemotherapy, they've done everything, but the cancer has refused to live. But the person comes to my TikTok, comes to book a private session with me, my website, my WhatsApp, and my energy comes to the person, and the pain disappears, the growth disappears, the injury, the sores disappears, the cancer lump disappears. The person goes back to the hospital. The doctors are shocked. Science cannot explain that. You see, it has gone beyond the knowledge. The current knowledge that we have in 2025 about those diseases cannot be explained. How do you have cancer? Doctors have done everything. I am not against doctors. In fact, I used to have fantasies of marrying a doctor. My wife would be a medical doctor. I've dated doctors in the past. I've had relationships with doctors in the past. So I can marry a doctor tomorrow. I'm not against medicine. I'm not against doctors. That's why I always tell people, when you come to my TikTok live and you tell me I should pray for you that you are sick, I will ask you, have you gone to the hospital? What did the doctor say? Have you used medication? Have you gone for treatment? Have you done surgery about this issue? I always ask those questions first. Why? Because the doctors are important. Science is important for your health. Your health is science. Science is nature. So if you are sick, I tell you what, go to the hospital. Do tests. Take medication. Take injections. Do it. When I'm sick, I go to the hospital. I do checkup. I take medications. So if you are sick, the first thing you should do is not looking for prayer. The first thing you should do when you are sick, run to the hospital. Do test immediately. Don't waste time, because the more you waste time, the more the sickness grows, and it may come to a stage where medicine cannot help you anymore and you just have to die. Every year, do medical checkup. Whether you are sick or you are not sick, do medical checkup to know the state of your health. from head to toe. Take medication, take medicine, take your prescriptions. Very important. Because science is nature. Nature is life. Nature is spirituality. Nature is energy. They're all the same. It's just that with energy, miracles, signs and wonders, spirituality, witchcraft, whatever you want to call it, we can manipulate. So, if the doctors have tried everything with your womb, or let's say, for example, your womb has been removed. Maybe because you have fibroid, and the fibroid was so deadly, the doctors told you, we need to remove your womb if you want to be alive. So they remove the womb, right? So by nature, by science, it is impossible for you to get pregnant because the source of the pregnancy is no longer there. That's the science. That is a law. Your womb is removed. So no baby for you. But you now come to me and I release my energy and you get pregnant. The doctors will be shocked. I know people in America, in Australia, in Canada, they had HIV positive. They came to me, I released energy. They went back to the hospitals. First test, second test negative, third test negative, 10 test negative. Some of them, the doctors told them, well, sorry, it's like our machine is faulty. That's why it's showing negative. They cannot believe it. Some other persons, the doctor will say, what did you do? What happened? See, it's beyond science knowledge. That's because the spiritual energy has bypassed the natural order, the natural law, the law of science, the law of nature. The law of gravity states, law of gravity, it pulls everything to the ground. But I can levitate. How come? I will hang in the air. How come? You see, I am breaking the law I'm creating a new energy, a new law with energy. You are blind. Your eyeball is gone. Or your cornea, your iris, your retina. You have, what's this stuff that covers your eyes? Glaucoma. You have glaucoma. Doctors they've done everything. They did the operation, they did everything, and they told you your eyes are dead. You are going to be blind for life. That is a law. That is a law. But you come to me, I release my energy. Boom, you can now see. You have eardrum. When your eardrum cut, when there's a tear, there's a burst, you go deaf. And once it's gone, it's gone. You can't have a second. There's no, I don't think there's any, at the moment, there's no technology that can make someone that is deaf to start hearing. But with my energy, a new eardrum is created and you can now hear. You see the deaf hearing. I've broken the law of nature. I've tweaked it. I've bypassed it. So I created a new natural law to make the person hear, to make the person see, to make the person work, to make the disease to disappear. So science is nature. Science is spirituality. If you have a headache and you eat good food, your headache can go by itself. Or if you take Panadol, paracetamol, aspirin, when you take any of those medications, it can make your headache go too. I can release my energy now. You're watching me on TikTok, or if you book a private session with me, I release my energy, the headache can still go. So science is not against religion. No, it's the same thing. Science, sorry, not religion, I mean spirituality. So science is spirituality, science is nature. All right. It's just that with spirituality, we can create new laws. See how young I am. I'm driving Range Rover. I'm flying private jet. It's not supposed to be like that. So people that fly private jet, they must be in their 50s, in their 60s, 60-year-old, 70-year-old. You must have walk, labored. Before you can achieve the lifestyle. Say, I'm wearing Gucci. I'm traveling to different countries. Doing stuff that is beyond my age, beyond my... How is that possible? I've tweaked the law of prosperity, law of manifestation, law of affirmation. So instead of me to wait till when I'm old to achieve those things, I'm achieving those things now. So it would have taken 16 years to become a millionaire. But I compress time to make it happen now. Someone just typed something now. Nature, indeed, you are a nature prophet. I've gotten employment. The person got a job. The person has a destiny helper. Destiny helper. So, in conclusion, by and large, science is not against spirituality, it's not against miracles, it's not against witchcraft. They complement each other. Science can explain miracles. Science can explain, but there are some things that science cannot explain because it's now against nature. It's against the law. It's against the law. It's against nature. If you put on inside fire, your hand must burn. That is law. But if you put on inside fire with spiritual energy and the fire does not burn, if you shoot a gun, right? If you shoot a gun, boom. The gun is supposed to go inside you and kill you. That is the law of nature. That is science. But if you have spiritual energy, they will shoot you, the bullet will not enter. If you have juju, black magic, whatever, see, it has changed the law. If they stab you with a knife, it will not enter. There's a change. Science cannot explain that change because it's against the law of nature. So that's the answer to the question. Thank you very much.